Hey,
Hey, Liz.
everybody. Hey, Tammy.
Hey, everybody. Good to
How's it
see you.
going?
Going good. How about you?
Good, good. Sorry, I'm eating because I'm running
No,
behind
eat.
today. Huh?
You're eating. I just got through eating, so I'll be drinking.
I've got that too. Thanks, Gwen. Thanks, Wendy, Hardneck Farms. Thanks, hey, Heather, Milk and Honey Heritage Farms.
Hey, everybody. Hey, Heather.
So
Thank you for sharing, Heather. Thank you for sharing, Gwen.
absolutely. So you guys are going to hear it here first because I'm excited about this.
Mm-hmm.
After this, I am
Mm-hmm.
going down to Hot Springs, South Dakota,
Uh-huh.
and I am going to record a video
Uh-huh.
of Harvey's Homestead Supply,
Uh-huh.
and
Cool.
they're a great store, local family,
Mm-hmm.
a large family,
Mm-hmm.
and they have made this great little resource for us here. And I
Oh,
know
that's
that not everybody's in
awesome.
South Dakota,
Mm-hmm.
but when I put it out, if y'all feel led to share, please do,
Mm-hmm.
because I wanted to reach people who could get here
Yeah.
and make them more successful because they
Right?
are just amazing people.
Mm-hmm. Do they offer things online?
They're working on that. They're still new, so they're working on that.
Very cool.
But I'm going to give you a tour. We're going to meet the owner, talk to her for a bit, tell you a little bit about it, maybe a little longer than I usually do.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
That would be
but
so cool.
yeah, and they've expanded already.
Mhm.
And here's the cool part. She reached out to me on Instagram and messaged me and was like, I see you're making cheese.
Uh-huh.
She knows we always buy there.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm ordering from this company, and if you need anything, let me know. And,
Mhm. Oh, that's
it'll be
cool. Hey,
so,
Troy
yeah.
Chicken.
So I went down there and talked to her the other day.
Mhm.
Hey, Troy. So, yeah, super, super stoked about it because they're really nice people. They're trying
Mhm.
to really meet the needs of the community or
Mhm.
people who shop there
Yeah.
and get some really good things. And I mean, she's got amazing stuff like bread proofers. And I know most of us might not do that, right? Because it's expensive.
Yeah.
But there are people who will, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then they've got like a sour bread section, a book
Mhm.
section, so really cool store. So
That is cool. Oh, I love stuff like that too. I can't
yeah,
wait
and
to
just
see it.
a nice family. We ordered our meat birds from them
Mhm.
this year. They did orders versus just getting chicks in
Uh-huh.
from a North Dakota hatchery.
Mhm.
So super stoked.
Yeah.
So stay
It
tuned.
it sounds like a beautiful town too. Like I'd like to see some of the drive.
I I
Springs,
will
South
take you through
Dakota
Hot
sounds
Springs.
amazing.
Well, I will take you through. I will try to do it that way,
Hey,
but I will
Charles.
definitely take you through Hot Springs.
Mhm.
But the store
Yeah.
is beautiful.
Very cool.
And they're doing demonstration classes. I'm going for a kombucha one.
Oh, are you? I have kombucha in the making right now.
Nice.
I'm going to have to send you a picture. I sent a
Yes.
picture. Heather mailed me a
Scoby.
SCOBY baby, and I got it in tea. And I don't know. I'm worried about it this morning. It's floated to the top, but I'm seeing some other stuff, and I'm like, oh my gosh, is my SCOBY getting molded? And she said no. That I guess that's what it does. But I'll send you
Okay.
a picture. How cool, though. And
Yeah. Hey, Charles.
perfect timing. And another thing, like, I'm excited about learning how to do the flavors and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I love a fizzy drink, and I love pickled stuff. I think it's that tartness, that astringent quality that it has or something
Yeah.
that I like. But how fun. So you're going to go to a kombucha course while you're there?
No, it's going to be on. Hmm, I think it's not this Saturday, next Saturday. But
Oh,
they've been doing canning,
uh-huh.
raising meat rabbits,
Hmm.
starting seeds. Like they're really throwing their all into this. And what a
Very
great
cool.
resource. And I just want to share it because obviously I want to help them, but
Mm-hmm.
the bigger thing is I just want to show people like what is possible out there.
Yes.
And maybe
Yeah.
it'll give somebody else the idea, but just she has it so
Mhm.
organized
That's what I
and
was thinking when you were talking too.
so, user friendly, so to speak.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I love it. They are
Yeah.
little baby bubbles.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I need to put them in the light and look at it a little bit closer. Hey, Drops.
Hey,
To see
Drops.
if they are bubbles. Little baby bubbles versus fuzzy bubbles. I'm assuming we don't want no fuzzies, right?
Right, yeah, we don't want no
That's one of
fuzzies. Nothing fuzzy and green unless you want
nothing
penicillin.
fuzzy in your kombucha. That's what I'm afraid of, is that it's fuzzies in there. But I have the instructions were keep it in a dark, cool place. So it is in
Yep.
a dark, cool place. And I didn't turn the light on to look at it. So maybe I need to.
Oh,
Oh,
that's cool, Gwen.
yeah.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Hmm. Yeah.
Maybe because the extension offers the canning and stuff like that. I don't know.
Could be. Yeah. Fuzzy means mold. That's what I'm
No
saying.
kidding.
You don't want fuzzy.
No
I'm
kidding.
going to put it in the light and make sure. I hope I didn't freaking kill it.
Oh, stop. You didn't kill it. It's a learning experience.
It is a learning well, and it's one of those things, if you watch somebody do it and you think you're following the instructions, and then when you go back and you watch it again, you're like, oh shoot, that was 8 cups of tea.
Yeah.
That's what happened to me. It's like,
And the other thing
not 8
is,
cups of tea.
well, the other thing is, cool, a cool place
Uh-huh.
is different everywhere you go. Like a cool
Yeah.
place here is going to be low humidity, whereas
Mm-hmm.
by you, it's going to be higher humidity.
True.
Here, it's going to be
Yeah.
cooler than by
Mm-hmm.
you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hey, Suburban Hillbilly.
Yeah. Hey,
Um,
Suburban Hillbilly.
so today's live is dedicated to Gwen at Broke Cowgirl. I got the idea because of her. And Gwen, is it all right if I share in general the struggles you've been having? I don't want to say it unless you give me permission. But
We
I
all
think
have them. You know what I mean? But it
we
is helpful if we can. Yep, cool in my house, 72-ish
yep.
degrees.
Like
Mhm.
we all have challenges and barriers
Pretty
to
much every day, right? I mean, sometimes
every
getting
day.
out of bed, that's a
She said, "No problem, share away." So Gwen attended my live on Friday, and we were talking about like let's get to it, let's do things right.
Mm-hmm.
And she was talking about a quilt that she's been working on forever. And you know
Mm-hmm.
how it is, you put things away,
Yes.
you don't work on it, and then you work
Yep.
on it,
Yeah.
and you don't. And
Mm-hmm.
before you know it, a lifetime goes by, right?
Right? Yeah.
So,
A couple of years. That's how I tend to do
or
things. What do you think?
decades.
Mm-hmm. Or decades. Yeah, the soap making, that was decades.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So, she said she felt motivated and
Mm-hmm.
to work on her quilt because it was going to be a rainy Saturday. And the bottom line is she ran into challenges, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to get into all the details, but
Yeah.
basically it was sewing machine stuff,
Mm-hmm.
The tension wasn't right, the machine wasn't working right. She was
Mm-hmm.
having problems. She had to take the
Mm-hmm.
whole thing apart. And
Oh my gosh, she started it when Amanda was a baby and she's 34 now.
yes.
That
And
was a
so
bit.
she had to she took everything off the machine so it could
Mm-hmm.
get cleaned off and
Mm-hmm.
re-oiled and all that. And
Uh-huh.
now it's working fine.
Oh, good.
But
Awesome.
she's been working on that quilt, and here she is. She's like, she was motivated, she was supercharged to do it, and
Yeah.
then
And it turned into maintenance your sewing machine day.
yeah, and it turns into fixing a sewing machine instead of anything else.
Yeah.
But Gwen is pretty tough, so she
Mhm.
works through it.
Yeah.
So, but
I'm
I know
glad
for
that
me,
you
there's some days I'd be like, I'm done.
I'm glad to hear about this because I have been putting off sewing dresses. And it's not that I've been putting it off to like sit on my butt. I've just been putting that project off to work on other projects. You know what I mean? Other stuff has trumped it. And now I think what I'm going to do first is clean my sewing machine because the last thing that I sewed was, really thick fabric, right? I did the flannel pajamas, and then I also made pajamas out of not the flannel, but like I think it's called, what is it called? The real thick, like stuff you make a robe out of.
Mm-hmm.
That stuff. I sewed
Mm-hmm.
with that stuff. So like underneath my sewing plates, probably like tons of fuzz.
Hey, Wendy.
But that may be because the quilt is so heavy, draped over the machine, so
Yeah.
smaller things. Could be.
The other thing, Gwen, I thought of about the heavy weight is if you can take the quilt and put it through a couple hangers
Mm-hmm.
and somehow hang it up so the weight is not dragging on it. I forgot to mention that to you when we were talking.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
I
it's
wish
just
we had Garden State Gardener in here. She's, I don't know anybody who knows Robin at not Garden State Gardener,
I
Garden
was gonna
State So
say
and So. What the heck would Joe know about sewing?
I was a little
Who knows? He
confused,
might,
I'll
I
admit.
suppose. Hold on. I'm going to text her.
That's cool drops. Everyone in my family had to learn to sew and knit and do just everything. Good. Gwen said she might be bald in her next video from pulling her hair out over the machine.
Dang it, Gwen. Save a little. Save a little right up here. Put
Yeah,
it in a
just a little. Put it up in the bun. I love Gwen's bun. It looks so nice.
I never do. I wear a bun a lot. I sleep in a bun because I don't want to get all hung up on my hair while I'm sleeping. Um, and hold on. And I don't do a good bun at all. My bun, there's nothing cute about it. I'm wondering about sewing machine fix problems, like with maintaining it.
What's that?
Like for the sewing machine fixes, the
Yeah.
things that come to mind for me are, do you need to replace your needle? And do you need to clean the fuzz out from underneath the plate? Right? Which I'm sure she did. Sounds like she
She
maintained.
did.
Did you have to replace the needle too, Gwen? And I wonder, like, is it a fabric issue? Because it's now a decades old quilt, and I've never sewn any quilts before. But it makes me wonder if the quilt itself, the fabric, is causing issues.
She did change all that.
Mm-hmm.
One thing she said, you want me to share it, Gwen?
I want to see.
Let me
Inquiring
see.
minds want to know, how do we maintenance our sewing machines? What all did you do?
I will tell you this.
Hmm.
I am known to have thread from probably 1989.
Oh yeah, me too, because I pick it up at yard sales.
Old
They're
thread is
wooden
either
spools. We'll put it that way. Wooden spools.
old thread is either amazing
Uh-huh.
or a nightmare
Really?
because it dries out.
Oh.
Okay. Well, I always ask Gwen. Oh, Tammy, you texted you were here. Sorry.
Oh, it's okay. I
I was
was
running
worrying
behind.
about you.
I'm trying to find her picture. Hang on a minute. She took her picture all the way down, and I was like, oh yeah, hang on. Wait do you see this? I was dying.
Oh my gosh. What a bummer too.
Yeah,
I
but she's
don't
doing it.
I don't like it when my groove gets interrupted. Oh wow, she's got, holy smokes. How old is that thing, Gwen? Oh wait, that's the inside of it.
Yeah.
Show me again, Lisa. Can I see it one more time? Sorry, it
Yep.
took my brain a minute. Okay, so that's the inner works. Looks like
Without
maybe
the
it's a
cover.
singer. 15 years old. Okay. See, my
Yeah.
eyes saw the black and I was thinking black 1800s. Wow, robot machine.
Yeah, I have a newer one that is
Mhm.
actually from 2020.
Uh-huh.
Um, and the only reason I do is because I had been lugging my sewing machine every time we moved, and I finally got rid of them.
Yeah.
And then I decided to homestead. Hello.
To clean it. So, holy smokes. Okay, I've never done that. I wouldn't even know where to begin. Mine's right behind me. See the turquoise strip that's kind of blurred? Look at.
No worries, Jennifer Ocean. Thanks for being here.
Now you can kind of see it. There's my sewing machine. Hey, Jennifer. Jennifer, I'm working on my video, just so you know.
Are you late?
I don't know if I'm late. I don't know if I had a certain time. I'm worried about getting all the things right because sometimes, you do a collaboration and you're like, okay, gotta say this, gotta say this, gotta say this. What did I forget? What did I screw up?
Yeah, I had to stop all the collabs because I can't keep it together.
Oh man, I struggle to keep it together too, Lisa.
I totally screwed up for Jam It Up June and felt so bad. I haven't done any yet.
Aw. It happens though.
I
Life,
know, but it's
life
wrong.
happens.
It's as easy as scheduling, and I just screwed up.
Okay, yep, scheduling. Yeah. I had that happen where I was gifted a second day and I never got the email. Like I never got the email. But I never told them that I didn't get the email in the first place. Do you know what I didn't get the
Mhm.
original email. It was with Jenny's Scratch Made Kitchen. And I didn't get
Gotcha.
the first email, but I didn't bug her about it. I just had somebody forward it to me. So there we go, solved. Well, she was using that same email stream to send out the notification that I'm going to need to do another day, right? But I never got it.
Oh, geez.
So something was wrong, and I never told her something was wrong in the first place. So, look, I'm not late. Yay! It's Growing Groceries is what it is. Growing Groceries collaboration hosted by Jennifer Ocean Homestead, and I got seeds from Jennifer and I got seeds from Mary of Mary's Heirloom Seeds. It's being sponsored by Rainbow Seeds and Jennifer Ocean Homestead and Mary's Heirloom Seeds.
Nice.
Very cool. You'll be doing a canning collab? Awesome.
Tell Mountain Grandma she has to do more pressure canning, Charles.
I do need to do that's why I need another collab because, it makes me do stuff. It's my way of keeping myself accountable to my own goals.
Pressure
Or I
canning
will
is easy.
just
You've done it now.
or I'll just work and clean and sleep and You know what I'm saying? Like you
Yeah,
work
you
and
can't do
clean,
that.
eat, work, clean,
There
sleep,
you go.
eat, work, clean, sleep. All of our lives could very well end up just being eating, working, cleaning, and sleeping. Well, in the hygiene maintenance, gotta throw that.
I know, Rebecca, right?
Mm-hmm.
Chain stitches on the bottom. Okay, is it me or did the bobbin thread last forever when we were younger and now it constantly needs to be changed?
You know, Lisa, I've only been sewing for, gosh, maybe I started sewing right before we started doing our lives. So I don't know, maybe 5 years.
I
So I can't comment on the bobbin thing. I don't know about that.
don't know. Yeah, I sewed a whole. I did these flags. I did them for my chicken coop and for my chicken coop run, and then I did what do you call it? I took like strips of the fabric and made my own like string to put them on,
Uh-huh.
you know. And I sewed a whole length of it, and there was no bobbin thread.
Oh, wow.
I was so mad.
Yeah, it feels like it went really fast.
Yeah, I feel like the bobbin just run like I was sewing those flags,
Wow, do you see this?
and I had to just keep filling bobbins. What
And
122
half
pounds?
the jars were broken? Oh, no.
That's horrible.
Oh, my
Oh, I'm
gosh.
so sorry.
I mean, I guess I'm happy for you for the other 61 jars that you have, but what a bummer, or however many that would be. Don't make me do the math. I don't want to do math.
I was pretty impressed with what you did.
I don't know if it's right though.
Yeah, I learned to hand sew too before I got a machine, and then I did a machine.
Same. I like a brother sewing machine.
I had like a J.C. Penney one, but I did like
Mhm.
Brother, but now I have a Eversewn,
Uh-huh.
and I really like it.
Really?
Hmm.
I see there's like some really expensive brands. I don't have an expensive sewing machine. I mean, it's not
Charles,
the cheapest one, but
Charles, did they send you the jars like in the cases shrink wrapped so there was
mhm.
no packaging in between them?
Mhm.
Oh, good. I'm glad they'll send you a
Oh, we
replacement.
ordered them from Walmart?
No, that's Drops said he ordered them from Walmart.
Oh, okay. Oh, good. They're going to send Charles replacements. Okay, good, good.
I'm just curious because they're pretty dumb if they send them um, shrink wrapped in the case because the reality of it is they they chatter
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
clap. Hey, Indiana backyard gardener.
Hey, Adrian. Thanks for popping in.
Because I know when I pick up my milk on Wednesdays,
Mhm.
like I had to put a box and cardboard dividers because the dirt road that I ride half of my trip on is
Uh-huh.
so rough.
Mhm.
And I was so nervous. I was shoving towels between them
Oh gosh, yeah.
because I was afraid they were going to smash.
Yeah.
So now I have like a cardboard divider
Mhm.
to put them in.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know I'm thinking I'm going to do well, I know I'm going to do a collab my home apothecary collaboration. And
Yep.
I'm going to do that in June. And Natasha is going to host it with me again. She's going to be my co
Nice.
host. And I still got to send the email out. Charles, I'm going to be sending it to you too. But one of the things I was going to give away was I've got a lot of like dropper bottles for tinctures. So I was going to, like, some of the things I want to do for the giveaway are like dropper bottles for tinctures and some salve containers, maybe
Nice.
some beeswax and stuff like that. And now he's got me thinking like, oh gosh, I think I have a bunch. I was going to ship some of mine, but I may just like order them on Amazon, have Amazon ship straight to people or something.
That's easier.
It is. Beats going to the
It's
post
easier
office.
and cheaper,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Yeah. Yeah. If you get free shipping.
Um
Yeah.
oh, I wanted to tell you. So I am going on, let me look it up so I can give you the right thing. On April 28th,
Uh-huh.
there's a native edibles foraging class at our library.
Oh, very cool.
So I'm going to go.
Awesome.
So this
And you'll
morning's
get to
rabbit
learn
hole,
the stuff in your area. That's what's really neat.
well, this morning's rabbit hole was the pine needle soda.
Uh-huh.
And what do we have an abundance of?
Pine needle.
Ponderosa.
Yeah.
And they're toxic.
Oh, you're right. The ponderosas are.
And I know they are
You could
because,
make stuff with them, though. Have you seen the baskets that they use?
oh yeah, yeah. And
Cool.
I've made what do you call it? Like cleaner, which I don't mind
Uh-huh.
with vinegar.
Hmm.
But I was just sitting there laughing because I know it's toxic because I have to clean my pastures out of live needles because they can cause
Hmm.
abortions in pigs and livestock
Holy cow! Oh my
and
gosh!
cows. Yeah.
Okay. Hmm.
So
You guys don't get any western pines or juniper pines? They're all ponderosas.
they, the majority
Hmm.
on my land, it's all ponderosa. I
Yeah.
have to go around and look.
Oh, I got you. Hmm.
So, but let's get back to barriers and
Okay.
challenges.
Yep.
So, how do you get past challenges? Like you're doing a project, like Gwen said, right?
Mm-hmm.
Gwen was talking about, the sewing machine was giving her fits and all that stuff. And
Yeah.
then stuff gets in the way. The machine gives you a hard time.
Yeah.
So, she pushed through like a
Mm-hmm.
champ,
Yeah.
took her whole machine apart because she was
Yeah.
in her head. I don't want to speak for her, but in
Mm-hmm.
her head, she was probably like, I'm fixing this. I
Mm-hmm.
don't have to deal with this anymore. She hit it head on.
And it's
Other people like
that
myself,
too, right? Because you have to accept the fact, okay, what I was going to do is not going to happen until I do this first,
and I
right?
can tell you, I had issues sewing those flags, and I finished up the chicken run, but I
Uh-huh.
did not finish the garden ones. Why? Because the thread kept breaking.
Mm-hmm.
It kept causing a rat's nest on the flags. Now I don't
Yeah.
care because they're going in the garden. So when you
Yeah.
see them on my videos, be kind. Um,
I'm sure they're fine. Hey,
I'm not worried
Tina.
about it because they're gonna get beat to death by the sun and the wind and be dead in a couple years.
Mm-hmm.
But the point is it was funny. I
Oh,
got
but they're
so
cute. You're talking about the ones that you made, that you sewed. Those are adorable.
so I hung them up,
Mm-hmm.
and I walked away after that
I can't
second
wait to
round.
see it.
Well, I'll have to send you pictures, but I
Yeah.
walked away after the second round because I was so tired of having problems, and I got so
Mm-hmm.
frustrated, I just walked away, and I finished them the other day when Gwen was telling me about her machine issues, and I'm like, I need to get
Mm-hmm.
my butt moving on these stupid things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But
Oh my gosh,
Tina,
I don't know how she took it apart. I don't know that I'm
hey Tina,
going to be able to take mine apart, but I do need to clean under the plate because I know there's probably a bunch of fluff down there.
yeah, so she raised a really good point.
Oh.
By that time, the sewing urge is all gone.
Yep, that's right. Darn
Oh,
it.
good for you, Rebecca. They are much
That's
different, but
right.
yes, not letting yourself get upset and being kind to yourself and giving yourself grace
Mm-hmm.
because you're dealing with something much different.
Yep. Hey,
And
Marty.
a lot of that is out of your control, Rebecca.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So kudos to you for knowing when you got to let it go and give yourself some grace. Hey,
Yeah.
Marty.
Because the challenge isn't just out here, right? Or here with our butt. It's right up here,
Right,
right?
right. So, Tammy, what are some ways that you've dealt with challenges?
I have to change my mindset like immediately. And usually I get, if something isn't working out like I want it to, it's coming right up here and being like, okay, what I thought was going to happen is not happening. I need to do something different. Right? And then you have to change your approach. So like in Gwen's case, it was repair her sewing machine, which reminds me that I need to clean mine. So I'm kind of glad we had that discussion. Or I'd be going through the same thing as soon as I started trying to sew something. And but that's one of the first things. Try something different. And I can be pretty darn stubborn if I want to get something done. As far
Yeah,
as I'm concerned, it's not impossible. It's just an issue of which path do I want to take to accomplish it. Right?
absolutely. Tina's
Mm-hmm.
Rebecca Suburban Hillbilly gave me a really great tip. She said if you continually get it at the beginning of the seam, it actually was actually more at the end, and that was just irritating me even further.
Either use a spider, hold your thread at the beginning. Okay. Good to know.
Tina said I have to step away and clear my head. Gwen's like, I had to step away several times.
I bet you did.
At one point I would be ready to toss the machine out the front door.
Yeah.
Rebecca, what's a spider at the end or back stitch?
Yeah.
What is
What
a
is a
spider?
spider?
I don't know what that is. Do I get a
Learning
tarantula and
is an
stitch it on
amazing
there?
homesteading skill. That's true. Do you see what Marty said?
What?
Learning to take care of your sewing machine is an amazing homesteading skill.
Sure is.
Absolutely.
You know what I did?
Hmm.
I outsourced my cleaning of my sewing machine. Guess
Yeah.
who? My husband. And
There you go.
he
You know
said,
what
I told him he needed something to do.
Oh, there you go. When I first started sewing and had to like take things apart, I'm like, what is this? Like, oh my gosh, I gotta maintenance this thing like it's, a mechanical piece of equipment. What the heck?
Yeah. I do the back stitch and at the beginning, at the end. Let's
Oh
give
yeah.
Rebecca some time. No worries, Adrian. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, I do the back stitch, but I don't know what a spider is either. Thank you, Indiana Backyard Gardener. Thank you, Adrian.
You try to mush names together.
Yeah, I was. Yeah. And that a
Scrap of fabric.
Oh, okay.
Here. Oh, okay, gotcha.
That you
That's what a
sew
spider is.
onto as if you're chain stitching. Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting. I haven't got the slightest clue what you're talking about still. Do you mean you put it over the top of something and then pull it off?
No, you take a small piece of fabric
Uh-huh.
and you start it there and you feed your sewing project through.
Oh. Okay. Interesting. I had not thought about that. I'll usually do like a tester piece of fabric to make sure that if I'm changing up the stitch size or something that it works, but I've never done that.
Totally is.
Yeah.
Totally is. Charles, you are spot on. It is totally a skill.
Oh, Marty says she uses them when she pieces quilts. See, I only sew clothes. I haven't done quilts yet. It's on my to-do list. It just hasn't made it up. It hasn't made it up to the top yet.
Awesome.
Patches. Yep. That's right.
Very cool. We all learned something new today.
Yeah.
Thank you. Cool. Thanks.
And you know what else, as far as like when you come into challenges, what we're doing here, talking about the challenge and seeking outside resource outside of yourself.
Yeah.
Asking someone else who's done something like this to get, some feedback, because if you haven't experienced it before, well, that doesn't mean someone else hasn't. Self-control is a skill.
I laugh because when we first got married, Ryan had an Electrolux vacuum cleaner.
Mm-hmm.
And that thing was a pain in the neck. He had just left to go to the dump on a Saturday, and he came back, and that vacuum cleaner was on the front lawn. And I told him it's not coming in the house ever again.
That's so funny.
Another time we had lawnmowers because he always bought lawnmowers that didn't work, and then he would, because they were cheaper.
Uh-huh.
Or he'd get them for free.
Yeah.
And then he'd work on the machine and get them working. Well, I could never get them started when I had a mow.
Yeah.
So he came home one day and I had a free sign by the road.
Oh, how
loading
funny.
Up the lawnmowers.
Like, yeah, it's gone.
I'm out of control.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm a little more patient.
Mm-hmm.
Kinda. Kinda.
Enough. Patient
enough to not throw the sewing machine out the window.
There you go.
But I think that's the biggest thing is like, we're going to get frustrated. You got to walk away but you also have to push through things, right? Because the reality of it is nothing's going to be smooth.
Yeah. Yeah.
More often you're going to run into these stupid little things that are so maddening, but you have to figure out how to get past it if you want to reach your goals.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just need to be creative. Sometimes you have to stop and do research.
Yeah.
And that's frustrating because you just want to get it done.
You know what else, Lisa? I've been thinking about, what was I doing? I was doing something and it wasn't perfect. Oh, maybe it was the snapping the bottoms off of all those dandelions. And I was thinking about what you said one time that, okay, you're going to have to fix it because I'm going to butcher it because, that's what I do.
Hey, Ark Wildman.
Hey, Ark, good to see you. That nothing has to be perfect. That when you're doing things, don't strive for perfection. So if you're running into a challenge and what you're doing is not okay. So like when you're like all of the dandelions, I don't know if anybody saw my post. My
Yeah.
grandbabies. Oh my gosh, I don't know how they did it. They these were the large planter pots, and they half filled them each, two of them, with dandelions that they forage, dandelion flowers, because they knew that I wanted some. It's excellent medicine. And
Right.
I've been like, I steep it and I just keep it on the stove. And then if I'm making myself any other kind of tea, I'll heat up a little bit of hot water and then I'll add the dandelion water to it. And it's just so good for me. I can totally feel a difference, like in how I'm feeling. Hey, Gail.
Hey,
But,
Gail.
anyways, snap in the bottom. Ideally, like if you're going to make dandelion jelly, because I haven't decided what I'm going to make, but I might make dandelion jelly. But anyway, you don't want to have too much green because that makes it more bitter.
Right.
So, but it doesn't have to be perfect. And I think that whenever you run into challenges, it might compromise where the outcome might not be exactly like you wanted it to be, but it doesn't have to be perfect.
Perfection is an illusion, and the reality of it
Mm-hmm.
is your sign of perfect is
Mm-hmm.
much different than mine. But the
Mm-hmm.
reality of it is it's putting very high expectations on
Mm-hmm.
you, and the reality of it is it still can be great.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So, I mean, those flags, am I going to worry about the fact that the stitches are bunched up and
Mm-hmm.
it's in my garden? The
Mm-hmm.
sun and the wind are going to eat them alive.
Yep.
And the bottom line
That's part
is
of
you
it.
just use scraps.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And
That's
I
right. It
think they're
does
going to be
cause
beautiful.
anxiety, Marty.
Mm-hmm. It does. Yeah, but that's been a good one for me when I come into challenges. Oh, and drops. Yes, I like the dandelion roots. I try to harvest as much as I can in the fall or right before the spring, before they start going to flower, because that's when they're the most, when they have the most medicine qualities in them. Because right now, all the energy's in the flowers. But I like to roast those for coffee. She did get me some roots too.
Do you
And
have
I
to
still
add
use
salt
them.
to it? Do you add the dandelion roots to salt?
I don't know I've never done that.
I've never
Dandelion.
heard about dandelion fudge.
Oh my goodness. I bet it tastes like a chunk of honey. Because that's what the jelly tastes like. Tastes like honey.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree, Gwen. You just want the stitches to
Mm-hmm.
look nice. It doesn't have to be perfect. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I was stitching a quilt or something for me, I wouldn't
Mm-hmm.
want the rat's nest. I would tear it out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well,
Mm-hmm. True.
yep.
True. I think it's a good. There's a good there's good reason for Western medicine.
Yep.
There's certain times when you absolutely need it. I mean, if I didn't feel that way, I wouldn't do what I do. I work in clinical research.
Here's the funny thing.
Devices. Devices.
Here's the funny thing. I am like, and the ponderosa pine is a good example of that,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I want to go out and forage and I see something with pine and everybody's like, all pine.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, mm. And then you research and you see that like ponderosa is not what you should be using.
Mm-hmm.
That's what makes me nervous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of herbs out there that you could use, but there's subpar herbs too. Like I don't know why unless you really had to, why would you want to when there's another herb that's, maybe safer, maybe better for something than to use everything. But to get your registered herbalist designation, you have to be able to comfortably use, I think it's 150 different herbs. You have to know
Wow.
150 of them. Mm-hmm.
So Drop said you boil the roots and the salt comes out and then you boil it down to get the salt. You don't keep the
Huh.
roots.
Very interesting.
Have a good ministry, Gail.
That's cool.
So what are some barriers you guys have come across, like other than Gwen, right? Because we were talking about hers, but what are some barriers that get in the way for you that we can help you brainstorm?
I know Gail's on her way out, and Gail, I hope you have a blessed day and stay safe doing your ministry. But I want to speak on Gail's part for a minute because last week she had some bugs in her garden. She had a lot of bug problems and she strategized. And this year she's growing all kinds of, you know, plants that are going to help repel those bugs. Oh, my dehydrator's going off.
And she's being smart about it,
Yep.
you know?
Yep.
She's being smart about it. And I saw that she's growing sorghum too.
Mm-hmm. Which is cool. Isn't that cool?
It is cool.
I've never even thought about growing sorghum. I have lots of questions in my mind about that one.
Hey, our treasured home. So Jennifer Ocean at Homestead said money.
Mm-hmm. Oh, isn't that always money and time? Time and money.
Time is money.
It is. Absolutely
It's
is.
definitely worth it.
Hey, Nancy. Gail, I know they're so precious.
I don't know. I mean, I think for me, it's just living as cheap as possible. It's always been that way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's gotten even more so as we've gotten older, and
Mm-hmm.
it's hard. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying like, boom, that'll solve all your problems. No, I'm
Mm-hmm.
not, because
Mm-hmm.
I know that it's not that easy.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's about learning to be creative, learning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see, had to be severely creative this year to get raised beds
Mm-hmm.
with what I have, and she's shocked with the master plan she came up with. Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Exactly, right? Because
Yeah.
one of the things that we've learned is as we've shifted towards this living life versus looking at money.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get me wrong. Again, I know money is important, but when you start focusing on what matters,
Mm-hmm.
things change.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I also know the reality is you need money,
Mm-hmm.
if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Nancy says mobility is her barrier.
That's a
So,
good one.
from a mobility perspective, Tammy, you want to talk a little bit about how to brainstorm that, or
Well, I feel like if mobility is my first thing that comes to mind is you have to be very realistic with what you can and can't do. Um, but Nancy, I watch your videos too, and I feel like you do have a healthy mindset because you don't strike me as the kind of person who lets it be any sort of thing that prevents you from doing what you want to do. You just have
amen.
to do it differently, right?
And at your own pace.
And yeah, show yourself a little grace, and the time that it takes you to do it might be a little different, and it's differently approached, right? Than
Yep.
maybe how somebody who doesn't have those same challenges would be. Rebecca, I was thinking about you too.
Yeah, so she's saying mobility and nerve pain. So there's
Mhm.
two folks, right? Struggling with
Yeah.
mobility and pain, right?
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
then so, it's how can I do something that I love so I
Mhm.
don't miss it?
Mhm. Yeah.
How can I pace myself so that I don't exhaust myself or cause myself more pain?
Yeah.
So,
Hey, and even if you don't have mobility issues, it's gardening season. All of us should be pacing ourselves when we're working in the garden.
right. And like Drops mentioned, and it was funny because
Mhm.
it was in my head, it was get higher raised beds. And, when we
Mhm.
got that raised bed,
Mhm.
um, from Vajiga, we got the higher bed because I'm not
Mhm.
bending down to them little low ones they send everybody.
Mhm.
I'm not.
Yeah. Yeah, I love the higher beds.
And plus, it's like when you have all these different raised
Hey,
beds, and then
Kevin, thank you.
you get that low one, it's
Mhm.
blocked by the other raised bed sunwise.
Mhm.
Hey, Kevin.
Yeah. Yeah. Finding alternatives. And there's so many different things out there. There's so many there's so many different device or orthotic sort of devices no matter what you're trying to do. Even if you're trying to go fishing and you have issues with your hands, there's devices out there for that. Just for my knee.
Yeah, that's a lot too.
A long time.
That's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry for your loss, Marty.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's the thing. It's like, trying to blend tasks to free up time and also meeting your obligations with a family. It's a lot.
It is. And you got to focus on those priorities.
That's right.
And safety is always going to have to be number one.
Yes,
Safety first.
absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree that bending up and down is just a bit much.
Mm-hmm. Even for short people. Can I just say that?
Yeah.
I don't know what it is when you're short. You're like the one that's always bending down for everything, like your whole life.
Yeah.
It starts when you're a kid.
Well, Rochelle at Brampton Gardner just sent me, and it's funny because I already saw it, but I just it was really cool. She sent it to me.
Mm-hmm.
So those plastic folding tables a lot of us use.
Oh, yeah. I'm using one right now.
Well, so they're very low, and both Ryan and I are very
They
tall.
are.
And somebody had an idea years ago
Mm-hmm.
where you could raise those tables because working on them is brutal
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
you're
Cutting
standing up.
fabric on them causes me
Yes.
some issues.
So we use the bed risers. We got them at a yard sale.
Mm-hmm.
Those bed risers for $1.
Yeah.
This guy was using PVC pipes to
Uh-huh.
raise them to the height that you needed. And
Huh.
it's awesome because what we did before we saw that,
Uh-huh.
we bought fish gutting tables
Uh-huh.
because they're taller and they're a lot
Yeah.
easier to work on.
Uh-huh. I didn't even know there was such a thing.
I didn't know there were adjustable ones,
Huh.
but it really makes a huge difference when
Mm-hmm.
they're tall enough because bending
Mm-hmm.
over to butcher chickens all day, that's brutal. I'm not doing
Oh
that.
my gosh. I'll bet.
Yeah,
My knees
PVC
on my
is
right
awesome.
side. Mm-hmm.
Heather said something earlier I want to go back to. And I am, oh, here we go. She said, it's how can I?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was a really great way of saying it. It's how
Mm-hmm.
can I do this on
Mm-hmm.
my pace, on my time? How
Yeah.
can I be successful?
Yeah. With my
And
resources and my limitations.
exactly,
Mm-hmm.
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Waist high planters are awesome. Yes, they are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know,
Definitely.
I need to do something about my table. I kind of have a U set up in here with 3 different of those tables. So that way, like my desk is here, my sewing machine's right behind me, but I've got plenty of room for fabric this way when I'm sewing. I can cut my fabric over here. I just love it. It's a nice little setup, but they are low. I would
They
like
are low
to,
for you.
they're low for me, even for me. I'm only 5'1". Anybody who doesn't, I am a shorty. Like I can't, I can't get much shorter than they give me a name.
Well, what I
But
will do is send you a picture of them because I know Mountain Grandpa.
yeah, it'd be cool if I could elevate it and lower it because it is nice being able to have them all the same height. And I wouldn't want where I sew to be too tall, and wouldn't want where I'm working, on my computer to be too tall. But the place where I'm cutting fabric would be really nice if that could be lifted up and lowered. I was actually thinking about getting another table put like behind me on the wall behind me.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just taking a picture of the reel so that way you can see it.
Yep.
There we
Just like
go.
the guy on Happy Gilmore, you can do it. Thank you, Lisa.
Yeah, no problem. Oh, Rebecca, Suburban Hillbilly, don't you dare. Don't you dare apologize.
Right?
We love you as you are.
Mm-hmm. My dad broke his neck last year, and he
Oh,
he tripped on a rug, and he fell and hit head first into the wall,
oh
and he
God.
he had a hangman's break in his neck, so it was like that first vertebrae, and he's 6 months post now, but he's still not 100% and miserable. It is such a long recovery time for some injuries, and it just is what it is. And Rebecca, we're here to encourage you and motivate you and, all of that good stuff.
Absolutely.
Hmm. We all need that. How
What
many times you
about
guys get you come to this live and hear me talking about my woes?
what? Wait a minute. New normal is what I have been trained to find for people to facilitate their new path. Awesome.
Hmm.
What
Oh, you
about a
must be
smaller piece
simple
of,
then. Okay, that's cool.
sorry,
Oh, sorry, Lisa.
that's okay. What about a smaller piece of wood on short feet on the table for the machine? I think that's for you.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Could be. Yep. I'll figure it out. Honestly, you know what I've been doing? I just make sure that I pace myself when I cut out fabric. I don't, there's 4 grandbabies, so I don't cut out fabric all at the same time.
Right,
It's,
right.
it's like the process. So I am one that tends to just work with what I have. And I've been thinking, oh, it'd be nicer if I had a taller table. But that's like probably the first time I ever vocalized it, because I just work with what I have and don't worry about it.
You just do what you got to do.
I just do what I got to do. And,
Doesn't matter how much pain it causes you. You just do
yeah,
it.
it won't cause me too much pain if I don't do too much of it at one time. Do you know what I mean?
Right, right.
Mm-hmm. And then I think, man, I need to build up my core more. So my
Oh,
back's not
wow.
doing all the work.
That's hard.
Oh
Range
my
of
goodness.
motion is
Yeah.
definitely affected.
Mhm.
Can Gary get
Right,
a
Gwen?
video?
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
Can you have your daughter or your husband take a video of you monkey climbing the shelves? Because I'd really love to see it.
That would be funny. Yeah. Just short people. That's what we do. We are some climbers.
I get people ask me all the time, can you reach that for me, please?
Yeah, I do that to people. I'm one of those. I'm one of those people.
That is too funny. Does anybody have any questions while we're getting near the end? We got a few minutes left. That is so funny. Gwen's a spider monkey. Spider monkey.
Yeah.
Just vertically challenged.
And one of my daughters, she's 5'11", so she can reach everything that I need. It was perfect.
That's me.
Mm-hmm.
Who
Mm-hmm.
has time to search the whole store for assistance? Am I right? No kidding.
That's right, Gwen. Mm-hmm.
And they'll ignore you when you do.
They'll be
To be like, is
look
there someone
away.
in front of me talking to me? Oh my gosh. Oh, here we go.
Bed
Yep.
resin. Mm-hmm.
That's what we did.
Oh yeah, love it.
I saw somebody did it on Instagram and we did it. But the PVC idea really,
Mm-hmm.
I like it better because I worry about it's just nicer with a thinner leg.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Did he like drill holes in the side of it and use a little thing to where he could, lower it or raise it
Mhm.
or anything like that?
No, we didn't do that, but you could, I'm sure.
Yeah, that would work out nice. Yeah. I'm lucky. My grandma was shorter than me.
Oh, that's funny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. See, Rebecca, how creative you are. That's some problem solving skills right there.
Here, Marty, hold on. Let me show it to you.
You gotta hand it to short people because they can't reach things.
Yeah. Here, Marty, ready?
That's a good one. Oh,
So
nice. Mm-hmm.
it's got the PVC,
Mm-hmm.
and then they bought a little rubber thing.
Yeah, love that. Very cool.
Um,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love that PVC idea.
I do too. Yeah, I'm always getting asked to get stuff off the top shelf.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we are almost to our time. We have about 10 seconds or so. Yeah, cane caps for the ends, Marty. It's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
Or you could use the rubber things they put on the bottom of chairs if it's the right size for the
Yeah.
PVC.
Mm-hmm.
Super cool. So, any last questions, real quick? Because we gotta have a hard stop here.
And I hope this encouraged all of you to look at those challenges from a new perspective.
Absolutely.
I know you're not alone because we all have them.
Push through it, and good luck, Gwen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, y'all. Well, thanks for being here today. We appreciate you being here with us, and hope you have a great day.
Thank you, everyone. We'll see you next week on the Mountain Grandma channel.
Take care, y'all. Bye.
Bye, everybody.